What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing another league race. This is following on from last week where we debuted at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Today we're here in Abu Dhabi for the finale of Season 1 of the Australian Sim Racing Championship. I think that's what they call it. But yeah, here we are, final race of the season. I think for Season 2 I will be a full-time driver. So really looking forward to that and looking forward to another league race. For some reason, in the last few months, I really have missed league racing, and I think that's one of the major reasons why I'm back and doing it again. I just missed that challenge. So here we are, Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I've done absolutely no laps worth of practice in the build-up to this. No warm-up laps at all, but I did do career mode earlier in the day, so I am a little bit used to the game, but not used to this track or how the setup works or anything like that. So again, using a engineer setup, or a career mode setup. I think I'm running with like 5 4-wings. I decided to go with a lower downforce setup so I could overtake a little bit in the race. I think that strategy of overtaking well on straights works well for me in the Brazilian Grand Prix. So if I am in traffic, I can get myself out of trouble by just overtaking people in a straight line. So here we go. First lap on the ultra soft tires. I did a run on the super softs just to really actually get used to the track. That's really the only reason why I use the harder compound tires at the start of the session. It's just to get used to it, and then have a proper run on the softest compound in the back end of the session. So first lap, we go P6, and not too bad. I'll definitely take that. I always want to be inside the top 10. I just want to avoid, you know, getting caught up in traffic a lot, and just avoid the laggy cars, because as you saw in the last video, especially at the start of the race and after safety car periods, there seems to be a lot of lag. So just want to avoid that if you can. But 3 minutes to go in the session. We sit P6, 5 tenths off, 7 tenths off now as Matt212 Gaming goes to provisional pole position, and we set off for our final lap. So we'll have to see what we can do here. I am going to time my run so that I cross the line with 5 seconds to go or something like that. I want to be one of the last to cross the line, because with the way that the timing works for this circuit, it's ideal to go out right at the end of the session when the track cools off, rubber is up, and the lap time should be there. So here we go, final lap of qualifying. I like to be inside the top 5. That's what I like to aim to be at after every qualifying session, so at least we're close to the front of the field. My qualifying pace is not going to be anything special because I'm just coming up to this without any practice. I think I'll be stronger in the race. That's how I went last week, so I'd expect something similar this week. We'll have to wait and see. At the moment, we're 3 tenths up, 4 tenths up as we go through the final sector. Now, I was losing a lot of time in this sector of the lap because of my lower downforce, but at the moment, we're looking very good. 3.5 tenths up through the final corner. Checkered flag is out, and we should move up a couple of places here. As we go up across the line, it is position 3. I will take that. Very good start to the weekend. Only 6 tenths away from pole is a long way, but you know, we're there or thereabouts. We can stay in the slipstream of the guys in front of us, and it gives us a decent chance of challenging in the race, so I'll take it. Alright, so here we are on the grid of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, final race of the season before a few weeks break for the real-life Australian Grand Prix, and then Season 2 will start not long after that. So here we are on the grid. I was busy fixing the strategy up because the tyre strategy was an absolute mess that I forgot to reduce the fuel load down. I was going to put myself like 3, maybe even 4 laps down on fuel so that I could avoid running in rich and have a much lighter car for the start of the Grand Prix, but unfortunately we're going to be over-fueled, and so I'm going to have to burn that fuel and possibly risk doing some damage to my engine by running rich and having a higher temperature in the engine. So not ideal, but we'll see how we go for the start of this race. We're starting P3. I would like a nice start. Let's see if we can move forward in the field if we can. 5 red lights, and away we go for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Yellow flags straight away. So I'm guessing maybe someone didn't move off the line, but into turn 1, we've got Greekmaster up our inside. We try and hold it around the outside through the left-hander. Through turn 2, he's still there, running wide. Lots of understeer at the start of the Grand Prix as he's on my outside. There's a squeeze, and Greekmaster is off. Unbelievable. I'm so sorry, Greek. that actually happened. I was caught on the inside, and I was really just trying to get the car through the corner, but the understeer at the start of the race, with my lower downforce, just meant I couldn't get through the corner. I was doing everything I could to get through there, but it just understeered so much. So, very sorry to Greek Master, but we have to carry on. Into the middle sector we go now, as the two leaders are squabbling quite hard here. The Williams gets shoved out wide, or possibly runs wide himself. That promotes us up into P2, with Matt212 Gaming inheriting the lead once again. But we're in the slipstream. He's going to go defensive, heading into the third sector now as we try and hold it round the outside. If we can just get the track position, get in front of him, we should have the inside line, and we've been taken out. Oh. We led the race. We led the race for about 3 or 4 seconds there. And I don't know if it was lag. I think it actually was lag on Matt's end. But his car has kind of gone straight on through the chicane. And I don't know what to say. We've lost our front wing. Half of it anyway. It's red, so we need to change it instantly. We're going to leak so much time if we stay out. So we're going to change the strategy. We're going to come in for super soft tyres. And the race, I'm not going to lie, could be quite dull from here. It could be quite an uphill battle. We're going to have to push as soon as we get these new tyres on. I will say, one thing that might save us here is the fact that it's Abu Dhabi. All the leaders are on ultra soft tyres. So they're only going to go 4 or 5 laps into this stint before they need to come in for their set of tyres anyway. So we might get a massive undercut on everyone. So long as we can just keep up the pace, keep up the consistency, and stretch out the tyres as long as we can, we could make this work. But we have to be very fast, we have to be very consistent in order for this to work at the back end of the race. You never know, there might be safety cars as well. Especially being online, there is a very high chance of a safety car coming out. So I've just got to push on, set purple laps, do what I can, and see where we end up in 10 or so laps time. I think the super softs can last about 8 to 10 laps. So I'm going to push them as far as I can while pushing as much as I can. So we'll see how we go. Lap 4 now. A few cars have come in and we're already knocking on the door of the top 10. As we say that, we are now inside the top 10. The bulk of the guys now will be coming in at the end of this one. And then we'll see where we stand for this race. We're going to have older tyres for the next 22 laps. But we can make this work. So long as we can cut through the field, we can still make a good race of this. Up the inside of Decided Soggy. We're going to have to go around the outside now as he goes defensive. And there we go. We've got him. A lot of the guys are going to be on soft compound tyres as well. So this could play into our strategy because they will be slower. We just have to deal with extended, I guess the more harsh tyre wear. So we'll see. Conrad Strait is up next and he makes his pit stop. He's gone 6 laps on ultra soft tyres. He has done very well. He'd be going very slow at the end of his stint. Lap 7 now, and we're into position 4. So we went from, I think, 18th, 19th place after changing our front wing. We now sit inside the top 4. That is absolutely mental. We've got Master right behind us in the Force India. He looks like he's pretty consistent, pretty fast, and I'm doing everything I can to keep him behind me. I think my low downforce setup is allowing me to keep the track position. I'm just doing what I can in the corners, running rich on straights, and we're just hanging on to the track position at the moment. Up ahead you can see My Pet Zonky Bro a few seconds up the road, and we are actually closing in on them, so that's very surprising to see. And it looks like we're going to come in at the end of this lap. We're changing the tyre compounds. We're going to go on the softs in the next stint as Master has just come flying in and destroyed me. Well, not literally, but he's absolutely blown me up. And rejoining the track, I've been given a corner cutting penalty. That's a bit bullshit. But again, we have to carry on. I will say, I have seen the footage from Master's POV. He has gone deep, but he's gone nowhere near me. So it was desyncing that's taken me out in the end. So a bit unfortunate. I was going to come in at the end of that lap, and I thought that I lost my front wing because something flew off of my car. But it looks like I might be fine. Not entirely sure, but as we rejoin on the track, 2.8 second stop, not too bad. Here's the slow-mo of the crash here as we come into the third sector. We just come in, as you do, and Master just comes steaming in. We haven't lost our front wing. It looked like it was like a a steering arm or a steering column. So that's a bit weird. I don't think it harmed my performance for the rest of the race because my pace was actually quite good in clear air. So yeah, we'll see how we go. But it's just annoying to have another incident like that that's cost us another few seconds, and it's just pissed me off again. So lap 11, we're pushing on now. I'm in quite an aggressive frame of mind, so you'll see over the next few laps that I will be pushing quite hard, as a couple of people had a spin and had to avoid them off track in case they stopped ghosting. But up next, once again, we have Conrad Strait, who is on fairly fresh super soft tyres. He runs wide through turn 4, and we're going to go around the outside into the first sector split and move inside the top 12 now. So we're just pushing on like we have so far in this race. I'm really hoping for a safety car so that we can neutralize the field. We go purple in clear air, going purple again to the first sector split as we catch up to some traffic now. These guys look like they've been battling for quite a while. I've been watching them on the mini-map, and they've been locked in quite a titanic battle, so I'm hoping I can cut through these guys quite quickly. I don't really want to mess around battling over 12th place, but we're in the slipstream. Rich revs, and there we go. We've got past him already. Next up is Declan, and I'd like to get in front of him on the next straight if we can. I have slightly fresher tyres, so I'm hoping that that can just be enough for me to get through on these guys. We have the slipstream, DRS, Rich revs once again, and we are there into 10th place. So I've done what those guys couldn't do over the course of a few laps. We cut through them quite quickly, and I was very glad to get through those guys without any major dramas. Lap 15 now, over halfway through this race, and we're only just inside the points as a couple more people spin on the inside of that corner. And yeah, lots of carnage in these races. It seems like lag is playing a big part in some of the crashes, like you saw with me getting taken out in the last stints, as Pumps of the Wind makes a stop and promotes us up into the top 6 as we now drop to 19 runners. Safety car, okay. So there we go. We wanted a safety car throughout the entirety of this race. Now we have one. So this is definitely going to change the game here. I'd like to switch on to possibly a set of soft compound tyres, come in at the end of this lap and just stay out for the rest of the Grand Prix and see how we go. You can see there on screen, I'm trying to change my tyre compounds, but it's just not letting me. So I'm guessing I don't have any other softs to use for this race, which is a little bit annoying, so I have to stay out for another lap. I can see that there's a big gap to the safety car, so I thought maybe if I stretch it one more lap under safety car, then pits, I might be able to make it work on a set of super soft tyres to run to the end of the Grand Prix. And thankfully enough, my gamble paid off and we didn't catch up to the safety car, so I'm going to get away with one extra lap with super soft tyres to the end of this race. So you can see the people around me are on the super soft tyres, most are on the softs, so we should have a tyre compound advantage. But again, we're going to have to deal with getting through the traffic, dealing with the lag cars, and of course at the back end of the race, looking after our tyres, because they're going to be absolutely shot versus some people who are on soft compound tyres. I think our tyres are really going to be stretched to their absolute limits by race end. But there was a guy who was an AI car. He was going very slowly and a couple of cars overtook him. Pumps of the Wind has been taken out under safety car. Wow. The lag sometimes under safety car periods, or just when the field is bunched up, is absolutely ridiculous. Something I did not know was evident in F1 2016, but it's something that definitely needs to be fixed for the next game. But away we go for green flag racing. 8 laps left to go in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Declan has lagged into a Toro Rosso, and that looked very, very scary. I think Declan and also V Customs are lagging at the moment. So the two cars we need to get in front of are the ones that are lagging the most. So this next section of the Grand Prix is going to be very difficult. Do we make progress? Do we hang back and protect our front wing? No, we're going to go for it. We go around the outside of V Custom. Was it? No, it was Declan. Yeah, we got him, and I actually thought he was lagging at the time, but turns out it was 4 position, and we move up into P5. Now, no, V Customs lagged, and I thought I got him, but no, he lagged back in front of me again. So frustrating when you're trying to race a car, but they keep lagging back. you try to avoid them, you try to pass them, and then they lag back in front of you again. It's just so counterproductive in trying to get through the field. But it looks like we actually got in front of V Customs there, so I will take that. I've got to make sure he doesn't get back in front of me again, because if he does, we'll be dealing with his lag car once again. 7 laps to go now, and we're chasing down IPSWICH for a spot on the podium. And at the moment, I think he's in a championship battle, so he wasn't too keen on putting up much of a fight. He was talking to me in game chat saying, Ben, just go through at turn 1 or whatever. But unfortunately, I wasn't close enough going through turn 1. But we have had a nice run now on the exit of turn 4. We got the inside into the middle sector split. And there we go, into P3 on the podium. Where we were at the start of the Grand Prix. It's taken us 22 laps to get back to this position as we lose the back end over the curbs, trying to chase down the leaders. I was really pushing hard over the next few laps just to get close to the leaders to see if I could have a battle for the lead. I know they're battling at the moment, but there's a safety car in the final 3 laps. Okay, well, this is interesting. This could really change the Grand Prix if we decide to come in and fit on a set of ultra soft tyres. But I thought it wasn't worth it, because the safety car will probably only come in with maybe 1 lap to go. So it wouldn't be worth it. No, it's actually come in. It's coming in at the end of this lap. So it was only a 1 lap safety car period. That is very rare to see. So maybe it would have been worth going on to the ultras, but it doesn't matter now. We're in P3. We've got super soft tyres on. The same compound as the guys in front of us. Now we've got to push on. We've got to do what we were meant to do at the start of the race. We've got to get to the lead and try and win this race if we can. We've had one hand tied behind our back for the entirety of the Grand Prix. Now is our chance to flex our muscles and see what we can make of this race. Here we go. Restart is on. Green flag racing again. We've got 2 laps to get to the lead and 2 positions to find. Can we do it on tyres that have been really punished over the course of this stint? We'll have to wait and find out. Quicksilver goes defensive into the first sector split, but Matt212 Gaming goes for the gap and has spun him out. So the race leader is gone now. We've taken the lead around the outside of Matt under yellow flag racing. So we had to give up the position briefly. Had to lift off through the hairpin. But now it's a side-by-side affair between the 2 of us on the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. Man, how have we got ourselves in this position? We're going to have to brake really late heading into this left-right chicane. We do hold the position. We have the inside for the next right-hander, and now we have the lead. We're going to have to fight really hard to hold on to it for now. Matt212 Gaming in the slipstream. He's probably going to have DRS as well. We have to break the slipstream, and then brake as late as you dare coming into the 3rd sector now. We hold the position, and now we can breathe. We can just think about how we're going to defend this position over the course of the next lap. We have the fuel to do it. We just got to maximize all the exits onto the straights and make sure, above anything else, that we don't make a mistake. Through the left-right chicane for the final time. That's one of the crucial corners to making sure we hold on to this place. There's a guy called V Customs on the ultra soft tyres making his way through the field and putting pressure on Matt212 Gaming, which I don't know, gives me a bit of a breather as we head through the final sector of the final lap now. We're coming through the final corner, and somehow we are going to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Brilliant result, mate. That came out of nowhere. We certainly weren't expecting you to do that well.
Man, how did we win that race? I know on screen it says we finished 2nd, but I'm going to send an appeal to the stewards to hopefully remove that corner cutting penalty where we got spun out and we, I think, unfairly got a penalty for that. So on track, we have won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's just down to the stewards to decide whether they're going to remove it or not. But what a race. To even get myself in the position of leading that race on the penultimate lap, I don't know how. I don't know how that was possible. After getting taken out twice, we lost our front wing on the first lap. We pushed like an absolute madman on the super soft tyres. And the safety cars, I will not lie, really helped us out. So we had a bit of luck. We had some quite bad luck at stages. But in the end, we just had enough to put ourselves in a position where we were able to challenge for the lead, get to the lead, and then not make any mistakes, and we won. What a race. Absolutely unbelievable. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you smash the like button once again on these league racing videos. I'm having so much fun taking part in these, so hopefully you are having just as much fun watching them. That's it for Season 1. In Season 2, I'm going to be a full-time driver, and who knows, maybe going for the title. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until my next one, guys, I'll see you next time.